Man, let's get it. Yo, what's good? This is Ep.3 Finance, and I am your fine host of this fine show. All right, we're on the road to financial freedom. This is Episode 3. We're going to talk about saving money in this one. Now, I'm going to try to spice it up a little bit. It's not going to be your ordinary, cliche, boring, saving money video. I'm going to try to put a little twist on it. But I'm going to call y'all Ep.3 Finances. Like the people that tune in and like support this movement, man, I'm gonna call y'all Ep.3 Finances. For real. Alright, saving money. Like I said, I'm trying to twist it up a little bit. So saving money, by the end of this video, you're gonna know the purpose of saving money, the importance of saving money, how to save money, and where to put that money that you're saving, right? So the purpose of saving money, we're trying to build an emergency fund, right? And it's just what it is. It's an emergency. It's a fund that's for emergency, right? So in case of hard times, you got a financial instrument that you can depend on. You say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I got laid off from work. Yeah, I got fired. I quit my job. I got sick. I had a car accident. I had a death in the family. Anything like that, you good. You're covered because now you have this financial asset that you built up, and now you can depend on that instead of struggling during that hard time. So yeah, that's the purpose of saving money. Now the importance of saving money. I wanna share a scenario, not a scenario. I want to share a situation that happened with me a few years back. So it was like 2021. I had just got my barber license. I had just got into the shop. I just started working. And, a guy, he called the shop. He said, hey, me and the boys, we got COVID. And I just wanted to share that with y'all because y'all may have to go get checked to make sure y'all don't have COVID. Boom. Went to the clinic. Sure enough, I had COVID. And I didn't feel sick, but I had it. And me being me, I said, you know what? I don't want to get anybody else sick. Because, they saying COVID is the reason people were dying. That's what they said. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pass that on. I missed 2 weeks of work because I couldn't get a negative test result. I still had COVID. I missed 2 weeks. Now, I could have said, you know what? I don't feel sick. I'm going to go to work. But like I said, I didn't want to pass it on. I missed 2 weeks of work. No pay. And I'm self-employed. So I didn't have PTO or any of that good stuff. I missed 2 weeks worth of pay. So luckily, I had a savings account with some money saved up, and I was good. Now, that's just 2 weeks. It's some people that go weeks and months without pay because something tragic has happened, right? So that's the importance of saving money. In case something bad happens and you're unable to make money at that time, boom, I got this financial asset that I built up. I'm good. All right. So that's the purpose of saving money. That's the importance of it. When I just shared my situation, anything can happen. When you become an adult, man, it's like a lot of bad stuff happen. I'll just be honest. Like, of course, you'll have good days, but every now and then you're going to have a bad day. Not even a bad day, a bad moment. So something's going to happen, and you want to save up for that and be prepared for it. That's it. We can't eliminate all the risk, but we do want to minimize it. That's it. All right, so that's the purpose of saving money, and that's the importance of it. Now I'm going to teach you how to save. All right? So I don't know if you watched the last video, but we talked about budgeting. And within budgeting, you have to come up with your cash flow statement. All right? You have to write down the income column, the money you're making, and then you write down the expense column, the money you're spending on bills and all the other things to operate your life. Okay? We're not worried about the income column. We want to save up 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. So if you make $5,000 a month, cool. But we're focused on maybe the $2,500 that you're spending a month. That's a made up number. We're going to go with $2,500. If you're spending $2,500 a month, you want to save that times 3 or up to times 6. 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. So 3 months at least is $7,500. You want to have a financial asset and say, okay, I have $7,500 saved up in the savings account or whatever, and I'm good for at least 3 months in case anything bad happens. Now, How do you determine whether you save up to 3, 4, 5, 6 months worth of expenses? That depends on you. You say, okay, the more money I have saved up, the more safe I am. That's it. If you feel like you're really good with 3 months, okay, you good. But if you save up to 4 or 5 months, you better. So that's it. Me, I just need at least 3 months. That's all I really need. I'm good. I only need 3 months. So if you feel like you're safe for 3 months, that's good. But if you feel like you need to save up to 6 months and you have the means to do it and it's not that hard for you, go for 6 months. All right. So for the people that's like, man, how we gonna save up that much money? I'm barely making it now. Okay. So you want to set a goal. You want to say, okay, each week, each month, each day, whatever, I'm gonna save up $25, $100, $50, $150. Okay, you have to set a goal. Okay, like I said, we're coming up with this hypothetical number of $2,500 a month. That's what we're spending. So if we're trying to get to $7,500, you have to set a realistic goal. If I save up $50 a month, or I save up $50 a week, or I save up $100 a month, that's how you set your goal. Set a goal that's realistic. That way you're not hurting yourself too much. You don't want to save too much because you may need to dig back into that money. That's the importance of knowing how to save. Okay, I'm going to save up this much each week or each month until I get to $7,500 or whatever your number is. Remember, at least 3 months worth of your expenses. All right? You have to set a goal. And you can't say, oh, man, I can't do that. It's too hard. If you tell yourself you can't do it, if you tell yourself it's too hard, that's what it's going to be. If you plan to save up 3 months worth of expenses, you have to tell yourself it's doable, and you have to make a plan to do it, and you have to execute that plan. That's what we all about over here at 83 Finance, man. We're not with the can't, and it's hard and all that. Come on, 83 Finances. That's not what we doing, man. We're not down to ourselves. It may be difficult, but it's not impossible. And just because it's difficult doesn't mean we're not going to try to do it. Forget that. We're not using the word try. We're going to do it. All right? So that's it. Set a goal and say, man, each week or each month, I'm saving up. I'm setting aside this amount of money until I get to this number. All right? So when you finally do get the emergency fund set up, you're going to say, okay, you know what? If I have an emergency and I spend $250, like I had to get a car repair, I had to spend $250. I had to dig in that emergency fund. Or I had to spend $1,000 on this or that, on medical bills. Cool. Whatever you spend out of your emergency fund, put it back. Put it back. So if you spend $500 because you had an emergency, work on putting that $500 back up. Because we want to keep 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in there. We don't want to save up and then start spending it and let it go down to zero. Whatever you spend, put it back. Even if you have to work a plan. Okay, I spent $1,000. Let me save $50 every week until I put that $1,000 back in there. But I'm gonna keep at least 3 months worth of expenses in this account. That's how we say. Sounds simple. It can be simple, but it's up to you. All right. So now we're gonna talk about where to put this money that you're saving. Let's get it, man. We can do it. Let's get it. All right. So when we're saving money and we send it to the side, there are multiple places you can put it. You can put it in multiple different places. It don't have to be one place. But if you're just starting out and this is all new to you, let's start at one place. Now I'm gonna talk about 3 main accounts. You know, I just like talking about stuff that I'm familiar with, that I have did or currently still doing. You have a savings account, you have a high yield savings account, and you have a CD, which is a certificate of deposit. These three financial instruments are the main ones for saving. Okay? And you're going to hear me say financial instruments. It's hardwired into me now. You know, you got musical instruments, drums, the guitar, you know, all this stuff, saxophone. These are musical instruments, but you have financial instruments as well, which is like savings accounts, stocks, bonds, all that good stuff. Okay, so the 3 main types: savings account, a high yield savings account, and a CD. Now, savings account, this is the most flexible one. It has the most leniency. and it's beginner friendly all the way 100. All right, this is the if you don't want to deal with all the percentage rates and you want to dig into it whenever you don't have as much discipline as other people, cool. A regular savings account is good for you. It's the most flexible. It's the easiest to get into. It might be for you. The only thing with this, all three of them have pros and cons. I'm gonna say that. So the con with the savings account is the APY, which is the annual percentage yield. And this is the interest, this is the compound interest that your money earns in 1 year. So they might give you a percentage, they might put a little money into your account each month, but it's gonna add up to be one number for the year. Annual percentage yield. So I think the average savings account number, APY, is like 0.46. That's the average. So they're gonna say, where my phone at? So for a savings account, they'll say, okay, we can open up this savings account, and you might have to put like $25 in there to open this account, because you always got to put a little money into it to open that account. They might say, and we're going with $7,500. So say you're spending $2,500 a month, but you want to save 3 months worth of expenses. That's $7,500. So you had $7,500 in a savings account with an APY of 0.46. Let me go to my handy dandy calculator. Handy dandy calculator. Okay, $7,500 in the savings account, because that's 3 months worth of expenses. I'm gonna put 0 right there. $12, 1 year. We're gonna do 0.46. All right. So this is the downside of a regular savings account. Your $7,500 in 1 year will earn $34.50. So after 12 months, that $7,500 will be $7,534.50. That's the downside of it. Upside is you don't have to make a high minimum deposit to open that account, and you don't have to keep a certain amount in there. All right. Like I said, that's the most convenient though. That's the most lenient one. It's good for beginners for sure. Now let's talk about high yield savings account. Now high yield savings account, the thing with this one, it gives you a better APY, but you have to make a higher minimum deposit. So they might say, man, you need at least $500 to open this account. At least $500. And the APY, I don't know, it might be like 2%. Don't quote me on that one. I can't remember. But the APY on a high yield savings account is a little higher, but you have to make a higher minimum deposit, and you have to keep a certain amount in there to earn that APY. Okay, so that's the difference between a regular savings and a high yield savings. Regular savings is almost no limitations on it, but you do have a low APY. Your money won't earn a whole lot. We just did the numbers. $7,500 in a savings account, and after the year, your money only earns $34. That's very low, but it's safe, it's convenient, cool. High yield savings account, you have to put more money in there, and you have to keep a certain amount in there to earn your APY. But the APY is a little higher than the regular savings. And then you have the CD. The CD is a certificate of deposit. This one has the highest APY out of all three of the ones I just mentioned. But with a certificate of deposit, a CD, you can't touch your money. You can't touch it. So you go to the bank and you say, hey, I have $7,500. I want to put it into a CD. And you have different terms. 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. Yeah, they're the main ones. 6 months, 12 months, and 18 months. And you have 9 months too, I think. So you go to the bank, and let's say you want to put your money in a CD, but you don't want to put it in there that long. Let's go with 6 months, and then we do 12 months. So you go to the bank, hey, I have $7,500. I want to put it into a CD for 6 months. And I think the average APY, not APY, but the average interest rate on a CD is like 5%. Way higher than a regular savings. $7,500 for 6 months. And let's do 4.8 just to be safe. 4.8. So that's 7,500 will turn into $7,677. You will earn almost $180 on your $7,500 after 6 months. Now let's do a year. Let's do a year, which is 12 months. Okay, you go to the bank and say, hey, I have $7,500. I want to open a CD for a year. And they'll say, okay, we'll give you a percentage of 4.8. After 12 months, your $7,500 will turn into $7,860. So you will earn $360 in 12 months. That's way higher than the savings account. But the thing with the CD, you can't touch your money. So when you go to the bank, you tell them you want a 6-month term, or you want the 12-month term, 18 months, whatever. They'll say, okay, we'll give you interest on your money, but you have to lock this money in. You can't touch it. Because if you go in there and touch it, you'll lose some of the compounded interest that your money will earn. That's the downside with a CD. The upside, it has the highest return on those 3 types of accounts. You know what I'm saying? But the downside is you can't touch your money. So if you know you're not disciplined, go ahead and do a savings account or high yield savings account. But if you're disciplined and this money, you know you probably won't need it for right now, put it into a CD. And a good thing about a CD is if, okay, say you do 6 months. Okay, I want a CD for 6 months. I'm gonna put 7,500 in there. Boom. After that 6 months, after the money matures, that 7,500 will turn into 7,000, almost 700. Boom. You put that same money and put it into another CD for 6 months. You can do it like that. Rinse and repeat. Keep putting it into the CD. After you do your turn, the money matures, you can put it back into another CD. That's it. So those are the 3 main types of accounts that I know about. You have others like a money market account. It's similar to a high yield savings account. You have stocks and stuff that you can put it in. And I ain't gonna get into stocks. That's a whole lot. We're gonna talk about that later. But those are the 3 main types. Savings accounts, high yield savings accounts, and CDs that you can put your money, your savings into. 3 to 6 months worth of income into one of those accounts. And that's it. That's how you save money, man. That's how you save money. That's the importance of it. That's the purpose of it. And that's where you put it at. All right? Now, just remember what you're doing it for. All right? Now, because it's easy for people to say, oh, yeah, I saw this TV that I like. I want to save up for it. But you don't want to save up for your emergency fund, which is way more important than that TV any day. The TV can't save you if you get into a financial hardship. But you get one of those financial instruments and you put 3 to 6 months worth of income in there, 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, my bad. You good, man. You good. So you just have to see it, man. See it, envision it, plan it, execute. All right? You know you need to save. You know why you're saving now for emergency fund. You know how to save. Set some money to the side each week or each month until you reach your 3-month mark or however many months you want to save up for. That's it. That's why we saving, man. And that's how you save. So hopefully I hope you learned something from this video. Yeah. So hopefully you learn something from the video and you take heed to it. When you get information, don't just get it and not use it. When you get that information, use that information to get access to assets. That's it. Get information to get you access to assets. And I got that from my guy, Wall Street Trapper. You know what I'm saying? I watch his videos and stuff. I like him. That's where I got that quote from. So that's what we're doing, man. You know, just we're minimizing risk. We can't eliminate all risk because it's there. We're just minimizing risk. So yeah, I'm glad you tuned in. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you take heed to it. 83 Finances. Oh man, but yeah, stay tuned, man, because the next video is gonna be a good one. I hope all of them are good. The next one's gonna be good for sure. So thank you for watching, man. This is 83 Finance, and I'm Dedrick, or D, whatever you want to call me. Hey, we on the road to financial freedom. Until next time.